Hello guys, and welcome back to another Greece video. You may have heard before that it has been my 20th time in Greece this summer, and I was lucky enough to sail all around the Ionian Islands for 4 months. Mainly around Corfu, Paxos and Antipaxos, but the other Ionian islands I have been lucky to visit before as well. So in this video, I will talk you through the Ionian islands and what each one has to offer and why you just have to go and visit all of them. But first, let's talk about some things that all of these islands have in common. These islands have a rich Phoenician history, which means that oftentimes they will look a lot more Italian than they do Greek. There are also some regional products that are very popular, like the Robola wine, which is a white wine which is very delicious, and of course the olive oil. So you can find a lot of that around these islands. I've made separate guides for most of these islands already, so if you want to see a travel vlog about them, then definitely go and check these out. I'll just quickly talk you through them. Let's look at Corfu a bit more in detail, because Corfu is the biggest of all of the Ionian islands. It is the northernmost island. Corfu Old Town is one of the best Venetian old towns that you can possibly visit. With the fortress, the picturesque houses, it is so stunning. And it is also where the British rule after the Venetians kind of took its seat. The Ionian Islands became British after being Venetian, and then for a short period of time even French. But King Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth, was even born on Corfu, because the British actually have a very long history with the Ionian Islands. You can see a lot of that on Corfu, like his family home where he grew up, and it also attracts even more British people because it is famous from the Durrells, which is a series that has recently been filmed about a book that was A Boy and His Animals, I believe, that is set on the island of Corfu. You can visit the White House, which is said to be their house in the series, and yeah, there are just a lot of locations around the island. Then along the west coast is where you will find the most beautiful beaches, the big cliffs, picturesque little towns. That is where most of the tourism is located. I personally also love the bays across from Albania on the northeastern side of the island, and there are some more beautiful beaches to be explored in the north as well. Corfu is definitely an island where you will need a rental car to get around and explore all the best that it has to offer. Other than that, you could of course rent a boat. You can do this for a day, or you can charter an actual sailboat, or go on a mid-sailor trip like I did. South of Corfu, you can find Paxos and Antipaxos. Paxos is by far one of my favorite islands because it is very compact. It is super easy to explore on a day trip from either Parga or Corfu. You can rent an ATV and go around the entire island exploring the best beaches. Lefkada is a stunning town on the northernmost tip of the island. Gaios is one of my favorite places in all of Greece. It is also a beautiful, smaller Venetian town with lots of cool shops and restaurants. You can go to the Tripitos Arch, you can see Eremitis Beach. If you go on a boat trip, you can go to the Blue Caves, and so much more. This coastline is breathtaking, and Lefkada has some of the bluest water you'll see in your whole life. Then a bit south of Paxos is Antipaxos, which is also just mostly beautiful, stunning beaches, and it's also very famous for its Robola wine. But you won't find as much infrastructure as you will on the other islands that I'll be mentioning. So this is mostly just like a boat destination. Next up is the island of Lefkada. I'm kind of going from north to south, and Lefkada will be the next in line. You can easily reach Lefkada also from the mainland because it is still connected by a road with the mainland. So it's easily incorporated into a bigger road trip. On Lefkada, I personally really enjoyed the town called Vasiliki. That one was definitely just the prettiest in my opinion. Along the west coast, once again, all of the west coasts of these islands are pretty much the best because that's where you will get the erosion from the waves coming in from the bigger open ocean, which it isn't really, but it is kind of rougher than the east coast, which is kind of sheltered between the mainland and the island. So the west coast is where once again you will find big cliffs, beaches that are so blue you won't believe your own eyes because it simply looks like it's been photoshopped or the color has been edited. But it's like that in real life. You can do paragliding there. It is also a popular place for kite surfers, and it's not too big of an island, so it's easily just circumnavigated. I believe we even did it in one day, but I would recommend at least 2 or 3. Or if you want to spend some time just enjoying the beaches, then take some time to relax. Kefalonia is the next island. We did Lefkada and Kefalonia in one trip. You can easily take the ferry from the southern tip of Lefkada all the way to the north of Kefalonia. The ferries in Greece are super easy, super convenient, especially on the Ionian islands. I've seen some horror stories of like island hopping with the ferries in the Cyclades, for example. But the Ionian is really easily navigated with the ferries, even with a rental car. But definitely check with the rental company if it's allowed or not, because in some cases it won't be. So then we arrived in Fiskardo on the north of Kefalonia. This is such a cute town as well. It's giving Gaios vibes. It's really pretty. I wish we had spent some more time there. From there we went down south to Assos, which is also a super unique little spot. A tiny island connected to the main island with a picturesque little town. And then as you drive back onto the main island, you will pass by Myrtos Beach, which is just like on Lefkada, one of those incredibly stunning blue beaches. We stayed close to Argostoli, which is kind of like the main place on the island. It was also really cute to have a dinner there, lots of great food. We went to Pitani Beach, another one of these amazing beaches. But other than that, we rented a little boat to actually do the east coast of the island. So with this tiny boat, we went to Ithaca, which is one of the Ionian islands as well, but it is not as popular as the other ones. We just made a quick stop there, and it is really beautiful. If you're looking for a bit more off the beaten path, then definitely check out Ithaca. But the main thing on Kefalonia I haven't even mentioned yet, which is the cenote. The Melisani cenote is one of the only European cenotes that resemble the ones in Mexico. You can take a little boat tour here. Definitely check out my vlog if you want to see the best time to visit it, because it was so stunning. And then the final island is Zakynthos. Zakynthos is often called Santi as well. And Zakynthos is... I have very fond memories of Zakynthos. Everyone knows it from Navajo Beach, which is where you will find the shipwreck. This is just an iconic image of Greece. We rented a boat, once again, one of those little boats, and we did the entire coastline of Zakynthos to this beach from, I believe, Agios Nikolaos. And this was one of our favorite days we've ever had in all of Greece. The coastline was just absolutely incredible. Lots of hidden bays, beautiful beaches, the bluest water, just incredible. There are a lot of beautiful beaches to explore, like Porto Limnionas. We went on a cave and turtle spotting tour, which was so amazing as well. We really went into the blue caves. The boat went through arches and so much more. It was definitely also a highlight of our time on Zakynthos. If you want to see more turtles, there is an entire beach where lots of turtles nest. And if you're lucky, you might see them hatch. But if you do see any turtles hatching along the Ionian Islands, leave them be. Do not try to help them in any way, because they won't develop the necessary muscles to then survive if you don't just leave them be and let them do the first work by themselves. Zante is also more known for just nightlife in general. So if you're in for a lot of adventure and some nightlife, then this will be the island for you. Anyway, that is it for my Ionian Islands guide. I've absolutely loved spending my summer just sailing around the Ionian Islands. From Antipaxos to Paxos and Corfu, the towns are just so stunning and picturesque. And I can't wait to go back to Greece again next year. Anyway, I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, then definitely give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see the next videos I'll be making. By the time this video goes live, I will be in Indonesia, going to the Philippines as well. So definitely subscribe, and then I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!